only Invisalign treatment uses smart track technology, so I could create custom treatment plans for every smile.
Good evening, everybody. I'm a little early, I know. I'm about a minute early. I thought I could share a screen, but apparently it doesn't work, so oh well. Well. Hi, good evening, everybody. Guess what today is? Today is my anniversary, and I'm so excited because it's been a year for everybody. It's just been one of those years, one of those times, and I just want to thank everybody that's joining me now. If you catch this on the replay, please hashtag replay so I'll know who joined in and just say hi. So what I'm going to do is ask that everybody understand this is not a 10-minute video. So this is kind of my celebration of being a full-time entrepreneur for 1 year. So we're going to start this off right. And what I'm going to do is I want to introduce myself to those who are seeing this for the very first time and I know who I am, why I'm doing what I'm doing. What is this girl doing? Talking about a first year anniversary of what? So let me let you all know who I am, what I'm about. And so basically, this is a recap of my first year as a full time entrepreneur. So I'm Sherry Ellis, and I'm your 9 to 5 to entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an author. I'm a coach. I'm a wife, sister, aunt, all that good stuff. But the biggest thing I actually like to talk about the most is that I love to help people solve problems. So that's who I am. I'm a problem solver for you. Okay. So that's who I am. And so before we go on, just want to give that brief introduction. So I'm going to kind of talk about why I did this in the first place. But if this is maybe your first or second video you're seeing of me, all of my videos are on my YouTube channel. So what you can do is go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to watch all the past videos. And you'll see what I'm about, why I left. It includes the video when I made the big announcement that I was leaving my job all the way until now. Everything that I've done, shared with everybody. So all that is on the YouTube channel. And so I do have a link on my bio on Periscope. I have a link on my bio on, let's see, gosh, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. So there's a link and you can get to my YouTube channel. It brings you right there. You go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you have a good weekend, just take some time and check out the videos, see what I'm about, and just get to know me a little better as I get to know you. So, before I continue, I do want to let you guys know that, thanks, Sean. Thank you. I want to let you all know that the journey isn't over. This is just year one. And because of I just kind of felt it was such a big step for me to take anyway, and sharing that with the world that I just kind of felt like it was necessary to kind of let you all know what I've been doing, how it's been going, you know, the wins, the losses, the surprises, all of that. So, this is pretty much how it's going to go. First thing I want to let you all know is that, like I said earlier, this isn't going to be a 20-minute video because I'm literally going to talk about everything I went through. I'm going to try not to keep it longer than an hour or so, but I'm looking at my little notes I have here, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's like 3 pages worth of stuff. So just things I want to share with you. Some of them will be one-liners, some of them I'll elaborate on more. So I wanted to write everything down or type everything down so I won't forget anything. So, first, I'm going to start about a recap of just briefly why I took this journey in the first place. Then I'm going to share with you what my plans were from September 1, 2019 until now, what I plan to do. Then I'm going to talk about what I actually did. And so you'll be able to see what I actually did and compare it to what I said I was going to do. And then all the lessons that I've learned through the process and how I'm going to move forward. So that's basically the progress I'm going to take in this video tonight to celebrate 1 year of trying to make it happen. That's basically what it's all about, making it happen for everybody out there. So I guess I'll go ahead and start and just kind of recap of why I began the journey in the first place. So in 2018, October, I made an announcement on Periscope. And at that time, I was only broadcasting on Periscope. That's why my videos are on YouTube. Because I broadcast on Periscope, and I announced that I was leaving my job on August 31st, 2019 to pursue full-time entrepreneurship. And not only that, it wasn't just the fact that I was leaving my job. I also took an extra step and stated that I was going to allow God to be my CEO. So give a little background for those. Like I said, this may be your first time. I'm a woman of faith, and I do my best to make sure that everything I do, the moves I make in business, the moves I make in my personal life, line up with the Word of God. So, in making that announcement, that was after going into prayer and like, Lord, you sure? Like, because I had a pretty good job. I worked with wonderful people. I wasn't one of those that just hated my work life or anything like that. It just wasn't what God had put me on this earth to do. And after running away from it for, over 20 years, I finally had to just say, okay, all right, I'm just go ahead and do this. So I started recording on Periscope, just chronicling what I was doing in my business as far as, because I was um, growing my business while I was still working my 9 to 5, and what that looked like after working a full-time job and coming home and having to do more work, just going through all of that and everything. And so I was recording just on Periscope. So my Periscope family, you all have been knowing me from the beginning. Thank you all for being with me, sticking it out with me. Then I moved to Facebook, maybe the end of the year. Like after I left, I started doing more Facebook. And now I'm doing both. I found a couple of software that allow me to broadcast on more than one channel at one time, because anybody that does any type of lives, you have Facebook followers, you have Periscope followers, you have Instagram followers. And if you don't have 3 different devices, it's challenging trying to talk to everybody. So now I have found something that has been working pretty well so far and is allowing me to come to you all at the same time. And I don't have to look over here at this phone and look over here at the tablet and look forward at the computer. Yeah, y'all, I had it all spread out at one point. Okay. So, so last year when I made the announcement, I already had a company called SBE Designs, and SBE Designs did inspirational tees, which is one of those that I'm wearing tonight. And that's basically what I was doing at first. So I had SBE Designs, and I was starting to do what I call pro bono consulting. And, when you give enough free advice and you see, oh, wow, okay, it does work. I'm like, okay, I have something here. I'm helping people and things are working. And, so that's when SBE Consulting was formed in 2018 as well. So I made the announcement and I was recording everything, just, you know, drives to work, just anytime I either had information to share or just eye opening revelations I had during the process, I shared with everybody. So, like I said, just go ahead. You can see the actual video of the announcement and the whole journey on the YouTube channel. So, I put them all in one spot. So, you can go back and watch those on my YouTube channel. So, made that announcement and left on August 31st, 2019. And so I made some plans. I had plans for the first year of my full-time entrepreneurial journey. And so I'm kind of, like I said, y'all, I had to type all this out. Some of it I'm going to read and then I'm just going to talk about it. So what was Sherry going to do? This was my plan. These were my plans. So the first thing I planned to do, well, during the holidays, I did pop-up shops and things like that. And so I decided that that's how I was going to grow SBE Designs, primarily through the face-to-face pop-up shops, vendor events, doing conferences, markets, things like that. Just selling my merchandise, getting to know people, and as well as doing custom work. Getting to know. I actually got a few custom jobs from those events. So that's pretty much how I plan to build SBE Designs. So that was the first thing I was going to do. The second thing I was going to do is establish my SBE consulting online presence, creating content, webinars, courses, things like that. So that was the second thing I said I was going to do, starting September through August. Now everything had a time frame, like maybe, SBE designs during the selling season, so I was working some of these things together. And the third thing I was going to do, and I kind of talked about it briefly before I left my job, I was writing a book. And the name of the book was Marrying After 40. It was about marrying after 40. So I said, okay, I'm going to finish my book. Another thing I said I was going to do was launch the Pray Work Play ministry that God has placed in my heart. It's been about 6 years almost. And I said, okay, I need to start working with that. Hence, this is one of the first projects, Pray Work Play. It's the definition of what it is. That was something else I was going to do. Okay. And the last thing I said I was going to do was begin working out. So that was one of my personal goals, because one of the biggest excuses I used when I was working was, oh, I'm working, I get home too late, I don't have time to work out, because my commute guys was like maybe an hour each way, an hour and a half, depending on the traffic. So, you know, I was like, I don't have time to work out. And so my plan was, hey, I won't be working that 9 to 5 anymore. I can go work out when I feel it's best for me and my body and my schedule and things like that. So that's what I plan to do this year. So remember, I only said 5 little things I said I was going to do, right? But they're major things. They take a lot of time, take a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment, things like that. So that's what I plan to do. So, so before I go on what actually happened, I just want to let everybody know, I know some of you are going to catch this on the replay. Please, if you have any questions about any of my businesses or what I'm talking about, feel free to put them in the comments, because I will be reading the comments on all of the platforms. If you have any questions about anything I'm talking about tonight, or if you just want to give a shout out, I would love to see you. I can see the chat, so I can see your waves and your shout outs. And so feel free to do that. So, y'all, I told y'all what I plan to do. I'm going to tell y'all what actually happened. As we already, I don't have to say the word, but we know a lot has happened so far. We're only in August 2020. So what I actually did, I did some of the things on my list. I mean, I did attend vendor events from September to December. That was the holiday season, prime season to sell merchandise, did a lot of custom work, so I was pretty busy, between September and December. It was pretty good. Things were going good. I actually started working out. And actually, there are a couple of videos of me either going to the gym or leaving the gym that you'll see on some of my other videos. So I actually did start working out until Yeah, I know those holidays. Oh my gosh. Thanksgiving came around, Christmas came around, and I just I wasn't going to the gym at all. At all. You know, I'm a holiday girl. I found everything else to do but go work out. So I did go for a while. So I somewhat achieved that goal. I put my foot in the door a few times. How about that? That's more than what I did before, right? So another thing I did, I talked about this in one of my videos. I think it was back in October. How one of the things, if you saw in my plan, was to write courses and develop webinars and online courses. Well, I actually had an opportunity to literally develop two online courses for a local university here in town. So it was kind of crazy because I didn't even apply for it. I got the position and I had the opportunity to develop two online courses. So I gained experience to do what I want to do in my business. And I just thought that was such an awesome blessing God gave me on that. Um, I did learn that it is a daunting task to say the least. And yeah, it was a very I must say, like in the words of my lovely husband, it was a learning experience. So got that done though, got through it. We all got through it and everything's done and I think they're up and running now. So that was a really good experience for me as far as that I can use in my business that, otherwise you would be like, well, why would you want to do that other than for some extra money? I did it for the experience more than anything. Because the work I put into that, I'm like, they really owe me they need to pay me double. Because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, which took away, I will admit, it did take away from my efforts with SBE Consulting. I didn't anticipate the amount of work and time it would take to do those two courses, and I had to do two of them. And it took away from my efforts in SBE Consulting. It really did. But there's a reason for that, as you will see further on with SBE Consulting. Um, So that was pretty much the fall, winter time, between like September and December-ish. That's what I was doing. And then at the beginning of this year, 2020, how many of you did vision boards for 2020? I didn't do one. I had a vision list. I didn't do a board. So I also participated actually on my anniversary, on my wedding anniversary, on our wedding, John and I wedding anniversary. I actually was sitting in a workshop all day about goal setting because even during those months when I fell off, I didn't go work out. I wasn't really working in my business like I should during those holidays. I realized I needed to literally learn the process of goal setting. And so I took this workshop back in January. So I did that. I invested the money in that. And also, y'all, guess what I did? So on our anniversary, in addition to sitting all day in a workshop, I also released my first book called Married After 40, How to Build Lasting Relationship with Marrying Later in Life. So I did release the book. I finished it and published the book. It was released on our anniversary. It is available. Just click on the link in my bio. You can buy the book if you're interested. Yeah, I got to plug that because it's my book. And so with the book, I had a book signing, and it was, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm still filled with gratitude of the support I got during the book signing at my local church. I got so much support, so much good feedback. I mean, it was like, wow, okay, I did this, and people actually read it. Okay, y'all, let's be real. A lot of people buy books and they don't really read. But people were coming like, I read your book and such, and I'm like, okay, they really did read it because they wouldn't have known about whatever they were saying unless they read the book. And it's a quick read, and I guess that's one of the reasons why a lot of people feel, oh, we'll read it. It doesn't take long. But y'all, I did it. I'm so excited, so I did it. The book signing went off great. And so I also did another thing I did that the book signing and stuff, of course, is after, you publish the book. So not only did I finish the book, I actually published it and had a book signing. Also, I enrolled in a program at our local church about small groups, and so I'm working on a whole marriage ministry. So this book has kind of, as far as the ministry side of my life, has kind of put me in a place that I didn't think I would be at all. I never saw myself as a marriage. I'm not even gonna say the word expert, but I guess I retain information, and hey, okay, Lord, I'm gonna work with this. So I had an opportunity to do that. I also created some ebooks in relation to SBE consulting for clients and for publishing, and so I did do some ebooks. I did some work on SBE consult during that time. So of course, this was like between January, February, March timeframe. All this happened, and so then COVID-19 pandemic hit. We all know what happened. Everything shut down. So I had vendor events scheduled from March to almost the end of this year. Everything's canceled. As of right now, none of my vendor events are going on, not even virtually. So as far as SBE's designs, primary source of income wasn't the only source, but the bulk of the income for SBE designs was just cut in a matter of what, a day? Well, I'm gonna say a month, less than a month, because of course we're canceling, we don't know, we'll let you know, we're canceling, we'll do it next year. And so basically for the rest of this year, SBE Designs cannot operate the way I planned it to operate. I mean, I had to literally change my business model for SBE Designs. And that takes time. Lesson here. At some point in your business, it is very possible that you will have to pivot and do it quickly. You have to literally not spend too much time saying, oh, wow, what am I going to do? You're going to have to literally be able to, at a moment's time, make a switch. So fortunately, at the time, I was working on rebuilding my website. So now that is up and running, and you are going to see a whole lot coming out. I did a whole lot. A whole lot has happened since COVID hit when it comes to SBE design. So everything was canceled. SBE Designs, as I knew it, was no longer there. I mean, my company as I knew it no longer exists. I literally had to reinvent my company. I had to reinvent my company. So of course, what everybody did, we started focusing on our online presence, websites, going online, advertising, doing chats, participating in groups, just increasing your online presence, doing more lives. So I had to totally change my business model for SBE Designs in a matter of weeks, and not a whole lot of weeks, like maybe 2 weeks, you know, something to take away. Be ready to pivot at any moment's time. Plans are that, they are plans. But if you don't, when you fail to plan, let me make sure I say right, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I'm glad I had a plan. My plan didn't go the way I wanted it to go, not at all, but I knew I could figure it out. And that's what you do as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. You learn how to figure it out, and you keep it going. You don't get stuck on, this is what I planned. This is what I planned. Why it's not working? Okay, it ain't working. Time to do something else. Don't stay in that place too long. It's time to keep it moving. Time to keep it moving. So that's what I ended up doing after COVID. So everything I talk about now is a result, if not directly, it's indirectly a result of the pandemic. And it's amazing everything you read and you see on the news about this pandemic and how is it affecting businesses and stuff. And I'm going to give a slight twist. I believe there's a lesson in everything that goes on. You can choose to either grab that lesson and run with it, or just dwell in why things aren't the way you want them to be. I chose to grab the lesson and run with it. So everything else I talk about is going to be because I decided to take my current situation and make lemonade out of the lemons. Matter of fact, sweet lemonade out of the lemons. That's what I decided to do. So I would advise anyone embarking on this journey, realize that sometimes you're going to have to make some sweet lemonade out of what you're given. Okay. So because of COVID and did all that, I ended up I found one of the things that I enjoy doing is creating online stores for myself and for other people. I enjoy the creation of it, laying it out. I enjoy now one thing I will say about an online store, it has to be something I'm interested in. I enjoy just the whole process of building and watching sales and watching and being able to determine what customers like and don't like. I really enjoyed that part of online e-commerce. So I basically ended up opening another e-commerce store. Not in a plan. I opened a beauty supply store called Beauty for You, and it's been in business for about less than 6 months. And I don't promote it a whole lot because I have plans for the store that if I put too much into it now, I'll have to change everything. And I'm foreseeing some things. So even when I opened the store and it wasn't planned for me to open the store, I didn't open it to say, oh, I need to make some money right now. Yes, I did take that into account, but I also said, okay, how else can I make money with this store? Remember, you can get more than one source of income out of one idea. So with this beauty supply store, I have at least 3 sources that I'm working on. And so the store is open. I mean, people shop and buying right now, but I'm not advertising every day like I'm trying to make $1 million off of it because where I want to take it is going to take me to way more than $1 million. So but the store is there. So that's one of the things I ended up doing. Another thing I ended up doing that was not in the plan and part of COVID. Now this was directly related to COVID. I learned a new skill. I learned how to crochet braid my hair. Beauty stores were closed, beauty salons were closed, barbers were closed, and there were some people still bootlegging that time. But I'm sorry, I didn't know enough about COVID. You're not coming to my house. I'm not going to yours. So between some hair I bought from my beauty supply store and some YouTube videos, I learned how to crochet my own hair, taking lemons and making lemonade. That's what I did. I learned a new skill. So another thing I did, and I had thought about this, and I was fighting it. This is something else I was fighting. So I know a lot of you are, especially if you're online or not, if you're in business, you hear the word coaching. And I've been running from that title because I didn't want to sound like everybody else. I'm a coach. I'm a coach. I didn't want to be that like everybody else. So I didn't want to call myself a coach. I didn't want to put coach in the name coach in anything I did or wrote or published. I literally was trying to find every other word to use to describe who I am, what I do outside of that word coach. And God said, you are a coach. Just get over it. Get over yourself. Just get over yourself. You're a coach. Do what I've gifted you to do. So with that being said, I'm one of those, I'm not going to just put a title. So I actually enrolled and I am now a certified life coach. Now, do I do life coaching specifically? No, I did the life coaching certification because I am a business coach. But the reality is when you're starting a business, it starts in your mind. And business coaches who are successful understand that. Everything starts with a thought. That's a general fact. Everything starts with a thought. The largest companies in the world started with a thought. The most horrendous crimes started with a thought. Everything starts with a thought, good or bad. So, in order to be a successful business person, a successful entrepreneur, a successful athlete, a successful entertainer, successful professional, it all starts with a thought. but sometimes it stays with the thought. So my role as a coach is to take the thought and make it to a belief, then turn it into an action. It all starts in the mind. So I wanted to learn how to bring a person through that process, because no matter whether you're a fitness coach, a business coach, a finance coach, a wellness coach, they got so many coaches out there. You have to know how to help someone bring something from a thought to an action. So that's why I got certified in life coaching, because coaching certification don't teach you how to run a business. So that's why I didn't do the business coaching. And actually, it was very challenging to find a business coaching program. And I felt more comfortable doing life coaching because even in ministry, it'll help on that side as well as on this side with the business coaching. So that was one thing, y'all. I'm like, I finished it around June. I think it was the end of June, beginning of July. I finished it. And since, we all were at home and stuff, hey, we had time on our hands. Well, yeah, we had time on our hands. So I decided to embark on that. And so now I'm a certified life coach. And I'm embracing the title now. After I read the definition of what a coach is, I was I mean, literally, I Googled it, read it, because sometimes we just think we know what words mean until we really find out the true definition of words. So, before I go on, I do want to say hi. I'm seeing you all replying in the chat, and I see childhood friend of mine. Hey, Tina, I see you, girl. And oh, Rhonda, oh my gosh, I hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. I mean, you knew me at Compact, so yeah, I'm trying to talk now. I'm trying to do things out here, right? So that's another thing I did. That was one of my bigger things. I was like, gosh, I can't believe it. I did that, and I did it. So with COVID, with the pandemic, and the reality is that everybody's trying to rush to bring things back to normal. But what we have to realize, I see it, and I don't know. I think most people see it. They don't want to admit it because most of us don't like change. Normal won't be normal like we think it's going to be normal. So during this time of quarantine and everything, I had time to really talk to God again. And, during this time, oh gosh, you can ask my husband. It's like I would be up all night just writing stuff down, just can't sleep because of all of the information in my head. Like, do this, do this, do this, do this. I just had so much going on. And I'm like, God, I got to put this in order. This has to make sense. I got SBE Designs. I got SBE Consulting. I wrote a book. You talking about coaching and just everything was everywhere until one day I had to sit down and I'm going to show y'all. I have this thing. It says life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So this is a sketch pad. And what I do with this is bigger than your normal sheet of paper. And so what I do, I take all that stuff in my head and I kind of just draw it out. And so I'm not going to tell you how many charts I did and drawings I did until it finally clicked that I literally have two sides of me. One is the consulting piece and one is the online boutique e-commerce piece, sales and. So I call it my hobby piece and my passion piece and my hobby piece. I don't know how to, but anyway, so it's like the consulting thing is the gifts, is my gift of helping people. It's my gift of sharing information, explaining things, giving paths and plans and creating roadmaps for people. That's my gift. SBE Designs represents my passions, the fun stuff I like to do just because and make money while I'm doing it. I enjoy doing both, but they're different. So I literally have two businesses, and everything I do falls under one or the other. So my online stores fall under the design side. All my coaching ministry stuff falls on the other side. Consult my federal, state contract and stuff falls under the consultant side. My let's go shopping for clothes that say I love the Lord is on my SBE design side. So during quarantine, I reorganized my business structure. I did get my LLC for one of them, working on the other one now. So I'll have two LLCs. And that's what's working for me. When you're a serial entrepreneur, I've discovered I'm not just one, I'm a serial entrepreneur. You continue to come up with ideas and you build, you build, you build. And eventually I'm gonna start building to sell eventually. Okay, so and with doing all that, it came to it's another few things I learned. I like to do everything hands on. So I create my own websites, I create my own funnels, I create my own post on, my social media posts. I do it all myself. I do my bookkeeping. I do bookkeeping for all of our businesses here in the house. So I do all of that. I do it all, and it's just literally me, nobody else. And I realized I needed to invest in people and I needed to invest in systems. And because of all the stuff floating around and everything, I'm going to say this, and I don't know how many coaches will tell you this. Everybody needs a coach. If you're in business, you need a coach. Even if you are a business coach, you need a coach. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's easier for you, you know how the saying is, easier for you to see the splinter in a person's eye, but you can't see the plank in your own. It's the same thing. I see vision, I see progress, I see plans, I see purpose, I see it in everybody else. And then when I try to see it in me, it's like this big roadblock. So finally, I broke down and said, okay, I need a me for me. I need a me for me. I need a coach for me. So they can see what I can't see. They can see that plank in my eye and say, okay, this is the plank in your eye. This is what we need to do with this plank. So I invested in a business coach. And I also invested in systems. And so if you're in business or have been in business at any or worked for a business for any amount of time, you hear this term systems. Systems, things like managing email lists, things like managing social media, things like managing how do you generate leads for your business. So there are systems that can automate a whole lot of that stuff for you. And I'm like, yes, thank you, Jesus. So I invested in good systems. They're not cheap. Things that are free that I do advise my clients to start with because I started with. Everybody know about MailChimp. I love MailChimp. Free, it's free. And it's legion. I mean, and they're building on it to where you can probably stay with them for a while. Then most people move to other systems, but it's a great custom relations management system. It's a great lead generation system for those starting out. So I decided I need to invest in systems because I'm doing a whole lot of busy work that I probably don't need to do, and I'm not concentrating on getting to know my customers and my clients. I'm not, I need to spend more time bringing in and getting to know you all versus just I'm 12 hours a day, I'm creating a website. Pay somebody a few $100s, let them do that. Creating all this content for social media. I still do create content, some of that stuff. Now, can you do this for me, please? I will pay you. Pay somebody to do that. You get to that point where it's more, it seems like you're spending more money, but the reality is the payoff is greater. So for example, if I want to launch a sale, let's say I want to have a sale in my boutique and my goal is to make $5,000 in a weekend. Well, we all know when you're having a sale, you got to start promoting it at least a week or two before the sale, right? Um, I can spend the time in addition to just doing all of my other social media, my other, speaking with clients on the phone and my Zoom meetings. In addition to all that other stuff, I can sit here and write down all the content, create all of the flyers, create all of the emails, create all of the graphics and all of that to promote this sale, or I can pay somebody $500 to do it. I've already flipped my money. I'll flip my money 10 times, if not even more, because that's what that person does. That's their skill set. That's their gift. I can do it, but it's not necessarily my gift. Pay somebody. Give the person $500. If you want to make $5,000, it's worth paying 10%. Let them do it. Matter of fact, maybe you can make 5,000 on your own, but by paying them 5,000, you can make 7, 8, 9,000 off that sale because that's their skill set. So please invest in systems, invest in people, invest in business coach. These are things that I went through this year. So what else have I done? I started a weight loss journey, y'all, because I gained what I call the COVID-15. We talk about the first 15, we talk about the holiday 15. I gained the COVID-15. And I don't like that because I was so great with my weight loss journey in 2019 and 2018. It's like, gosh, I gained these I gained these 15 pounds. Well, you know, and so it was frustrating that I did that. And so I'm doing more on trying to detox my body and put good stuff in my body. And I don't care what y'all say, ice cream is a good thing. It has calcium, it has fat, it has vitamin D. And I don't care what y'all say, ice cream is good for you. No, just joking. That's my weakness, y'all. But I am concentrating more on trying to put more whole foods. I'm not necessarily on a raw diet. I do most of my vegetables got to be steamed at least, but I try to concentrate on eating more vegetables and uh, foods that were either homemade. I don't. We hardly have boxed anything in this house. My husband does all the cooking that y'all learn in other videos. He hardly ever cooks anything out of a box or a can. Very few things will open a can other than tomato sauce and I think green beans. But we'll even buy the green beans fresh sometime. So yeah, I'm sorry, my eye is watering like crazy. Um so I'm doing that more, taking good vitamins, not the $1.99 vitamins out the store. Really, actually, I decided to start a liquid. I use a liquid vitamin. More of it is absorbed in your body than doing the pills. And so, just trying to eat cleaner. Just trying not to put too many chemicals I can't pronounce and don't know where they came from in my body. So I'm doing that, did a detox. I'll probably do another one in the next few days and actually try to start exercising again. So that's where I'm at now on my weight loss journey, which I'll start talking about more. You all see more about that. And I also began nurturing more online collaborations and relationships because right now everything's online. We're not having networking events right now. We're not having, these conferences and things face to face right now. So I have met some of the coolest people in some of the Facebook groups I'm a part of. So, maximize on those relationships and those opportunities to build relationships. And it's interesting because when you do things face to face, you're more into just concentrating on the local area you're in. But when you're online, I've met a lady from London on fire for the Lord and in entrepreneurship too. Wonderful, nice person. We've done video chats, things like that. Um, Met someone in Phoenix, someone actually here in Houston, a couple of people here in Houston. Um, I'm meeting more people now than I would if we were doing the face to face things, I think, personally. We're just developing collaborations with other people to do, just different things, webinars, just doing a lot of that type of stuff to educate people, to inspire people, and also to for those that need our services, to learn who we are and what we're about. Because I want to make sure everyone that works with me trusts me and understand who I am and just know that I have their best interest at heart. So we're doing those things. Also, another thing going on this year, actually, you'll probably start seeing me talk about it on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on Periscope when I'm going live. I will be launching a second book. It's actually not my book per se. It's a collaborative effort between myself and I forgot how many other authors, and it's going to be long. It's actually going to be released in September, probably the end of September. But I'll have a link in my bio. The link in my bio. There's going to be a tab that says, pre-order for the book that's coming out in September. I'll title it, but it'll be in there, and you can pre-order the book, and it'll be released at the end of September. And so as soon as I get the link set up, I'll put that in my bio. And once I put it up there, I'll let you all know. But it's about changing the narrative for it's women from all walks of life, all types of experience, how we change the narrative of our lives. And so I think I read the excerpt of a couple of the stories in there, and you all are going to enjoy it. You all definitely are going to enjoy it. It's inspiring, it's encouraging, and I'm like, oh gosh, if they got out of that, and they are there. They're at this point in their life. I know I can do it. It's one of those. It's very inspiring. So I do encourage you all when it's up to go ahead and take a look at it, take a read, and of course my excerpt is in there as well. So that is everything I did this year. Y'all, my list was, let's see, 17. I did 17 things, and that's just the stuff I wrote down. There's some other stuff I did I didn't even put on here because, y'all, this thing is almost 3 pages long. And so, like I told y'all, this wasn't going to be 20 minutes. So before I go on, I want to do something really quick, and I want to see if I can do it. I want to do something really quick because before I begin, it's my anniversary, right, y'all? So being that it's my anniversary, I have to have an anniversary song, right? So I have an anniversary song. Ha ha. Let me know if you. Here it goes. Let me know if you can hear it. Thank you. Yeah, I love that song. I saw it earlier today. I'm like, I have got to play that song. Actually, it comes from the movie The Minions, Despicable Me too. So yeah. Yeah, baby. Yes. But I was gonna say he's having a celebratory drink. Anybody here? I have a drink. Matter of fact, did you all bring your drinks? You all supposed to bring your drinks, snacks. I told y'all this was not gonna be a 10-minute video, so I don't want y'all to get hungry. I wanted to let you all know ahead of time. So, and it's not just my anniversary, it's his anniversary too, because without his support, I wouldn't have been able to do it. It is what it is. God gets the glory in everything. He gave me a husband that supports me in whatever I want to do. And I know it's something that I don't take it for granted. John, I don't take you for granted. I thank you for putting up with me this past year with my 20 million ideas and just going all over the place. And I really love you. And I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for your support. Now, everybody know how I feel about you. So, lessons learned. What have I learned about business in this past year? What have I learned about myself as a business person? Or what have I learned about myself as a person? So, one of the things I talked about a lot in other videos in the past is about how intertwined business and personal is. Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. Yeah, you did. You did a lot, sweetie. You do a lot. You really do a lot. Um, I know a lot of people say business is business and personal is personal. And I did say last week I was going to talk about that a little bit. Business is business and business is personal. It's hard to separate the two, but you have to know when to keep them together and when you need to just make sure you understand it's just business or it is business. So this is what I learned about business and myself. And hence, like I said, certain things I learned about myself came through me pursuing on full-time entrepreneurship. Some of the things came through me just living and how my life affected work and work affected life. So there's no true defined separation, especially when it's your business. I mean, you can work a job, you can clock in, do what you have to do, come home. You ain't got to talk about work. You ain't got to do anything about that when you get home. But when it's your business, the line gets a little gray. It's not quite as defined. It can get a little ambiguous and a little squiggly sometimes. But you have to have discipline, and this is where um, it gets even more important for you to be able to know when to do certain things. Because what you don't want to find yourself doing is spending 24 hours of your day doing business and neglecting everything else. And it's very easy to do when you're doing something you love to do. Very easy to do. So, some of the lessons I learned about myself, the very first thing, I wasn't as ready for full time entrepreneurship as I thought I was. I really thought when I walked away on August 31st, 2019, that I was going to come home. Well, I think the first and second was on the weekend. So I actually probably started with the 3rd of September. And uh, I was going to hit the road running, forget that job. I'm done. I'm a businesswoman now. It don't work like that. Nope. Uh, remember when I was talking about mindset at the beginning? Mindset is the key to everything. Every area is the key to you being successful. Why was I not as ready for full time entrepreneurship as I thought? Is because, like I said, I thought I could just switch into entrepreneur mode and the employee mode will never kick in. Unfortunately, we have to remember, especially if you're doing this later in life, after you've put in some years and some time into your job and your career, all those years you were an employee. And even though you have your own business, if you've never been a business person or business owner, you're going to still think as an employee. You're still going to be trying to shape your business as an employee would. You're looking at your business as an employee would. Hence mindset. So it takes time to switch from employee thinking to business thinking. Prime example. Well, one of my biggest struggles, believe it or not, one of my biggest struggles was the time I work. So basically, I used to go to a gosh, I used to go to a go to work for 9, leave at 6. So that means I was leaving here at 8, getting home by 7:30, sometimes 8:30 at night. So basically, I'd get up, go to work this certain amount of time. This time frame was dedicated to work, and then I'd come home and do whatever you have to do at home. Well, when you have your own business, and specifically if you work from home, like I do, I have a home office. I work from here. I don't, I work from home. Those two get so intertwined till I find myself doing laundry when I'm supposed to be creating a course. I find myself cleaning bathrooms when I should be watching this video about a course I'm taking online. It's so easy to intertwine the two. And that's just working from home. And I know a lot of people kind of discovered that with the quarantine. It's like when you're at home and you know they got a load of clothes that need to be washed, but you sitting at your desk in front of a computer working on a report you really don't feel like doing. And since you already at home, it's not going to take you but a few minutes to go put that load in the machine. And, you're doing all this, right? So when you decide to, it's one thing if you're just an employee. When it's your business, you can't do that. You have to, it's two things. One, you still have to schedule yourself. But this is the pit I fell into. I fell into the pit that I had to work hours like everybody else does. So that means like I learned over the years, I'm a person, I'm really good and very productive in the morning. Like from maybe 7 in the morning till maybe 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm very productive. Between 1 and 7 p.m., I'm really good for nothing. All these years I work all these jobs, and I don't know if any of my bosses ever figured it out, but between well, at a job 1 to 5, I really wasn't doing nothing. I was doing that. Let me read some emails. Oh, I wasn't doing, I was doing all that busy work or nothing at all, or calling a coworker. Okay, what's your problem? And actually, that's when I was really doing all the problem solving for other people. They had problems and questions about policy and stuff. That's what I did from 1 to 5. I wasn't really working on my task that I had to do. I was doing other stuff because my brain I'm not productive as far as what jobs have you do. But from like 5 or 6 o'clock to like 8 at night, oh, I'm on. I'm back on again. Um, I'm back on again. So all these years I've struggled with the way I work. So basically I always planned everything. I did everything in the morning. Every job I've ever had, I did everything in the morning. I didn't plan challenging tasks or difficult tasks in the afternoon because I knew my brain, I needed something easy that didn't take a lot of brain power, a lot of, I didn't want to do anything challenging, you know. So filing, cleaning my office, organizing stuff, writing my to-do list. That's the kind of things I did from 1 to 5. So now I'm here at home and it's my business. So technically I can do what I want, right? And it is. When you own your own business, you can really do what you want. Now, whether or not you'll be successful, that's another conversation. But that's one of the upsides, one of the advantages of owning your own business and having a business of your own, being a CEO, is that you can schedule your life the way you need to, not because of what someone else says, but you can do it to make it most convenient for you. And most things. Some businesses, you just have to do it during certain times. So anyway, I found myself feeling guilty because while everybody quote at work, I'm here. And like I said, I know in the afternoon is not my work time. So I don't really work on my business in the afternoon. I'm either early in the morning or late at night. That's my best work times. And it took forever. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how long it took. This month is the first month I've come to the conclusion it's okay. It's okay for me to wake up 10 in the morning and go to bed 2 in the morning. That's okay. As long as I get the job done, it is okay. So that's where mindset comes in. Switching that employee thinking out like I got to do my job from 8 to 5. If I'm not doing work from 8 to 5, I'm not productive. And finally, several business owners, and I had to start talking to people who own businesses. They're like, you set your own schedule. It's your business. You work when you want to work, as long as you get the work done. And so I've been at this a year, and just to show you, it takes time to make these shifts. You got to be committed to making shifts, but it takes time to make those shifts. So that's one of the lessons I learned. And also in business, when you're starting a business, you have to know who you serve and what problem you solve. And I know you all hear this, but it's true. I was struggling with who I was going to serve, who my target was, who were going to be my core, who do I serve the best, which group of people I serve the best, where my talents are. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you. Um, where my talents fit best? Where are they best used? Where my gifts are best used? So you got to make sure you understand who you're serving and what problem you solve because that matters in everything you say. It matters in the way you say things. It matters in what you do, what products or services you offer your clients. If you don't know what they like, or if you don't know who you're serving, you can create the best course in the world. You can write the best book in the world. Nobody gonna buy it because you're selling it to the wrong group of people. So that's another thing I learned. I had to really define it. I kind of knew who it was, but it wasn't quite as defined. Now I know specifically who I serve, what problem I'm solving for them. Because that was actually I had more of a problem with the problem you solve because I'm gonna just say it. I'm an information hoarder. If that's a thing, I love information. I love learning things. And I've realized I know a lot about a lot of stuff. Is it relevant? I don't know. But because of that, it can be a hindrance because, okay, yeah, I know about social media marketing. Yeah, I know about building funnels. I know how to do it all. But I needed to decide where my strengths were and what were my strongest gifts. Is it in building funnels? No. Is it in composing emails? Necessarily, no. So I had to figure that out. Another thing I learned about me in this whole year, and I touched on it earlier, I'm not good with setting goals for myself. I took a whole goal setting class on my wedding anniversary, and I still have struggles setting goals for myself. Hence, that's why I got the business to help me out with that. I am great with my poor husband. I can tell him what to do, how to do it, when to do it, the steps to take to do it in his business. I can, oh, try this method, try this, and I see it all, and I can set his goals. Okay, so this week you need to sell this amount to do this. If you want to reach this financial goal, this is how much you need to sell. You know, this percent, your net profit. And I'm good with him. But when it comes to me, it's like, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? Why do I, it is like, I know the process, but it's like I suffer from brain freeze when it comes to me. So that's another thing I learned about myself. I need help with setting goals because I get brain freezes with my own business, which brings me to the next one. That's why I needed a business coach to work through that, help me work through these blocks and things that I have when it comes to setting goals for my business. That's one of the lessons I learned. And also my gift, including coaching. I talked about that earlier. I was saying how I was trying to avoid the name coach. I was running from it. Yeah. Because it's trendy. It's like the it word, boss lady, boss babe, get the bag, secure the bag. All these are like trendy terms. I'm more of a classic person. I like things that last through time. I'm like that with fashion. I'm like that with business. I want something that 20 years from now, people still know what it is, right? So I was running from the word coach, and I decided to embrace it. And another thing I've learned about myself is that I really need to make sure that I include God in my decision making. Uh, I've made some decisions that I'm like, Sherry, you didn't even ask God if that was something you should be doing. And I do it. Now, I do believe God puts in us the ability to discern things without having to go into this deep prayer and praying in tongues and just putting shawls over our heads, bowing. I believe He gives us our minds, He gives us this brain to really think. I mean, He gives us that ability. But when it comes to business, I said specifically God was going to be my CEO. But I made some business decisions and I didn't consult the CEO. And they weren't those lower level decisions. They were big decisions that I made that I realized I didn't talk to God about this. And then I realized, I really need to start making sure I walk that walk better than I have been. And I'm being honest with myself. It's a day to day thing. Every day you wake up, you have to make that decision. I'm going to put God first in the business. I'm going to put God first in my personal life. And I found myself slipping in and out of it in the past. So I'm okay with admitting I'm not perfect on that. And I realize I do need to make sure that I stick to that. I also learned that I'm very easily distracted. Uh, a lot has happened this year. I mean, outside of just, well, a lot of it had to do with the pandemic, but on the personal side, a lot has happened in my life outside of business. And losing loved ones, worrying about loved ones, people dying out the blue. I mean, we just heard another one this week. Like, what in the world? What's the world coming to? All these different things that are happening, and I find myself, people, well, we all know just so much has happened in this year, and I realized that I can become easily distracted. And at first, it bothered me because it's like, wow, I'm letting this get me off track. But I've learned we will be distracted. Okay. The only way to move through it is to acknowledge the fact, okay, yeah, I'm really ticked off. They shot this guy, for no reason. That hurts me. When I see him, I see my husband. When I see him, I see my stepson. When I see him, I see my nephew. That could have been any of them. Yeah, I'm upset. Okay. Acknowledge that and just work through it. Even if, because I'm gonna be honest, some days, it got so bad, y'all. I was in the bed like, I don't even feel like getting out of bed. This world about to go to, how to say, to hell in a handbasket. Like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna wake up to today? What else is gonna happen? Right? Just had to learn to work through that stuff. And even if so, basically, what I started doing is like, okay, prime example. I found out some news on Sunday wasn't so good. I wasn't happy about it, so I'm like, okay, I felt myself like not wanting to do anything. I'm like, okay, Sherry, so just write this down, you know. And then what I found, okay, so just send this email and just literally work and consciously work myself back into full production mode because life happens and you have to acknowledge life is going to happen. It happened when you was an employee, so it's going to happen when you're on your own business. And the cool thing is you're not limited to taking off a sick day. You can create your life to where when things do happen, you can acknowledge them and work through them at your pace, but understand also that your business needs you. You may not be doing all the day-to-day things, but your business always needs you because you're the brain of the project, right? So yes, you can step back, take a break because it's about self care. So you got to take care of your mind. So if your mind got all this stuff going on and you're trying to pretend it's not there, that's not healthy. So yes, step back, take care of your mind, take care of yourself, but don't stay in that place too long, and then keep it moving. Because unfortunately, if you don't keep moving, the world will keep moving. Whether you choose to keep moving or not, the world is going to keep on moving. So that's another thing I learned about myself. Oh goodness, y'all, this list too long. Let's see. Oh yeah, I already talked about that. I work on a schedule that works for me. I control my own business. Nobody controls my time but me. And the Lord, of course, controls all of our time. But I'm in control of my business. I can work on a schedule that works for me. So like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. After I get off this live, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna start working on something and I may not go to bed till 3 o'clock this morning in the next morning, tomorrow morning. Because that's what's working for me. My brain is working. And so, as long as I am productive and I'm doing what I need to do to project my business into the path it needs to go, if it's at 3 in the morning, it's 3 in the morning. And I have found out when you surround yourself with other business people, you will find you're not the only one up at 3 in the morning. You're not the only one up at 3 in the morning. I'll look at Facebook going into a group And like, there's a post, who's up working on their business? Me. And then sometimes if you're stuck on something, you're helping each other out at 3 in the morning. That is the coolest thing. I don't have to wait till 8 a.m. I'm working on this now. And there is a business owner, an entrepreneur working on their business. And guess what? They may have the answer to my question right then and there. And I love that. I love that. I love that. Another thing I need to do, I talked about vision, how at the beginning of the year I didn't have a vision board. I really need to put something physical so I can put my eyes on it. I write stuff down, but it gets prime example. So nice notebook. I love my notebook. Works well, as you can tell. I'm almost done. I have about three of these in my actually one, two, three, four. Four or five I write in on a regular basis. They all serve different purposes. But when I close it, I don't see what I wrote. I don't see what my vision is. So I know I need to do something very visual where I can literally look at it every single day and know, okay, this is my vision. This is what I need to do. So I'm gonna move over here a sec. This is this what's supposed to be my vision board has become just like a chart. It is kind of it's like a whole thing I have for the year 2020, all this stuff I'm supposed to do. And then there's the section I do about quarter, what I want to do in each of those areas and stuff. And so, but the thing is, as y'all can see, my back is to it, right? When I first put the board up there, my desk was on the other side, but my back is to it. So I'm trying to figure out a way how to, you know, see it without moving it. Because John does not want to move it. And I don't want him to move it. So, and I'm going to read this sentence, and it says, life changes has helped me to fully define my path that I'm to take in business and in ministry. COVID, the pandemic, quarantine, I literally got clarity into who I am, what I'm supposed to do, and actually when I'm supposed to do what it is. So I talked earlier about all these ideas in my head. So what I did was I just went on ahead, wrote them down, and God showed me at what point to really attack each one because He wants me to do them all. Because I have like three other books in the making, but He's like, do this one now, do this one, then do this one. Maybe in 2022, write this one. It helped me clear up all that clutter. So I had time to clear up the clutter. And the last lesson I actually learned is that, y'all, everything I said in the last hour, I'm still so glad I decided to do this full time. I'm so glad I decided to pursue this full time. I'm so thankful that I have support of my spouse to do this full time. I'm so thankful God allowed us to have the opportunity for me to do it full time. It's even though I had a whole lot of challenges this year, I didn't do a lot of stuff on my goal list, or I did part of it. Um, I'm glad I'm glad I stepped out on faith and did it. After a year, I do not regret doing this. Some days I have. I'm not gonna kid y'all. Y'all know how many days like I was like, man, let me go back to work because it's the easy way out. Somebody can tell me what to do and how to do it. I don't have to think about what the goals are. I don't have to, because they're already predetermined. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad I did it. And I will tell anyone if it's something that has been placed on your heart, or if it's a dream you've always had, there is a way to do it. There is a way to make it happen. In this day and age, there is no excuse if you have a dream to start your own business, to become an entrepreneur. There is no reason why you can't do it. I can't come up. I don't think anyone can come up with one. Can't come up with one. If you can come up with a reason, I want you to put it in the chat. Why? Okay. So, all right. So, I'm about to wrap up my party. And y'all, I'm going to be honest. Once I'm done here, I am going to celebrate. I am going to really, like John said, I'm going to have a celebratory drink because it has been a long year. It has been a very interesting year, and I look forward to next year. I look forward to I look forward to things changing and God blessing and continuing to show me how I'm going to bless other people and how other people are going to bless me. Uh, Another lesson, I didn't write it down. The key to success is to help others. Anything that any millionaire tell you, the desire to solve a problem, to help somebody, make whether it's something as simple as designing a dress, it builds self-confidence in that person. You've helped that person. Something as serious as coming up with a device to help someone walk. You're helping someone. Creating a car. Look, the reason why I'm naming these types of things because people tend to feel that if it's not a need, you're not helping somebody. If you're helping somebody in their want as well as their need, you're helping them. I had to learn that too. So, starting a business, prime example. You got a dream, you want to do something, you don't know where to start. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's come up with a plan, walk you through it, help you through it, pray you through it, whatever you need for me to do to help you get where you want to go. But if your reason for starting a business is just because I want to I want to have some money so I can retire 10 years early. Not that you need to have money because you're already, but you're doing it as a want more than a need. Some people start businesses out of need. Some people start businesses out of wants. Nothing is wrong with that. I'm helping this person do what they want to do, not necessarily what they need to do. I can sleep at night knowing I've helped that person. So if you have an idea, let's say you want to create a line of, I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but you want to create a skincare line. Do we need another skincare line? Not necessarily. But guess what? That's your dream. You have a market out there. Somebody is your skincare line is going to help somebody that nothing else has worked for them as a need. But then you're going to throw in some pretty red lipstick. And all lipstick does is help you feel better about yourself. Hence, I had some red lipstick. I don't know if it's still on red lipstick because we can't wear lipstick right now with these masks. You don't get to see it. So I decided to wear red tonight because I haven't really worn lipstick in so long. A tube of lipstick is not a need, but it makes you feel better when you put it on. You've helped somebody. So as long as you're helping somebody, you will be successful. And the reality is the key to success, the key to wealth is helping other people. The money comes when you help other people. When you're giving, you get. It's not that you don't give just to get. You give to give, and the reward for giving is what you get. I learned that, and uh, it has helped a lot because just because it's not some type of life saving thing or as long as you're helping as long as that person feels better after talking to you or feels better after using your product, feels better after eating your barbecue, sweetheart, as long as they feel better about themselves or they're full, it was great, they had a great experience. After you gave them that massage, they just felt so good and they were ready to go shopping or whatever. If they tried on that dress and that dress made them feel like they were Coke bottle shaped or whatever, you have helped that person. Don't feel bad about your product because you think it's vanity. Don't feel bad about it. You're gonna help somebody. You're gonna help somebody. So, you know, don't sit on your dream, your vision, because it's not something you think it should be. It's not serious or it's not relevant to what's going on in the world. People are coming out with products that are what we like to call vanity products right now during the pandemic that's going to help. And they're going to be millionaires. There are going to be some $1 million businesses coming out of this pandemic. Just thought I'd tell y'all that. multi-million dollar, if not trillion-dollar businesses. 10 years from now, you gonna be like, "Dang, she just started with a tube of lipstick and what? She started during the pandemic. She started selling that pecan candy during the pandemic." Yeah, because guess what? Do we need pecan candy? No, but you have that piece of pecan candy, it makes you feel so much better. It tastes so good. You help that person. You made you became a multimillionaire by helping somebody. So don't feel bad about helping somebody with your shoes or helping somebody with your makeup or helping somebody with your clothing line. Don't feel bad about that. You're helping somebody. You're meeting a need or a want. Simple as that. So what's going on now? What's next? What's next for me? What's next for your 9 to 5 to entrepreneur? What's next for me? So I am going to continue taking care of me. I am going to make sure I continue to, make time for God in prayer and scripture and things like that. Just going to make sure I stay on that path and make sure I'm more consistent with that. Also, which I'm doing now. Um, when I restructured what Designs and SBE Consulting should be doing, it helped so much. It made everything make sense. God gave me this organizational chart. I'm gonna just put that's basically how it happened. Because I literally was matter of fact, I was sitting in here and I was staring at the board. And it's like I got all this stuff. This stuff is just too much. And he just said, put this here, this goes under here, this goes under here. You're gonna do this today, you're gonna start this next year. And yeah, he put it in order for me. He put it in order for me. And I'm just so grateful. So, with that said, what else is going on? So, now that I have the structure in place, because you have to start with a foundation. One of the things when you're starting a business, what you see when you first start the business may not be where it actually goes in the future. And that's what I learned just in this first year. With that being said, and y'all know I have been talking about being a coach. So I will be officially launching Second Act Coaching in October. So in October, you'll be seeing some things about the programs that I'll be offering in the next few weeks. Right now, I'm still doing the free clarity calls. If you want to just talk about what's in your head and let's just see where you are in your business journey, I'm doing those now. I've always been doing those. You can just send me, you can comment, say I want one, or message me on Facebook or whatever, and we can set something up. And they're free. And so I've always been doing those, but the official launch of the business Second Act Coaching, it would be dedicated to helping people who are currently working their 9 to 5 that are ready to make that transition either, and it doesn't have to be like right away. So let's say you have an idea, but in the next 2-3 years you want to be able to leave your job, or you're going to retire in 2 or 3 years and you want things set up. That's what I'm here for, to help you make that transition, put everything in place, your business structure, what you're doing in order. And so by the time you're ready to retire or you're ready to leave, and you've done the work, got to put that in there. You have to do the work. You'll be able to make that transition. And even if, like in some people's cases, sometimes you plan for 2 to 3 years, but it actually happened. A lot of people experiencing that now. They got laid off. Instead of 2, 3 years, it happened in 6 months. You got a plan in place. You got a plan. You have a plan in place. So that's what SBE Designs will be doing. We'll have coaching programs. I have one-on-ones. We have a 6-week program, I think, and a 12-week program that I'm kind of developing, still working on those to work with people. Also, I talked about SBE Designs, but I know a lot of you may have been to my website, but actually the t-shirt line, one of the shirts I'm selling now, as well as the clothing, is actually called, and that's another thing God showed me, it's Faith and Fashion Boutique. So SBE Designs, usually I had all my t-shirts. And so one of the things, in prayer came to is like, okay, the name of your store should be what it is. It's Faith and Fashion. So Faith and Fashion, we're going to be offering actual clothing now, not just the t-shirts. At first, we're just doing T-shirts. Now we're gonna have dresses, pants. We're gonna have jewelry, gifts, accessories. You know, if you check out the site, Faith and Fashion Shop, and that's also the link in my bio to the shop as well. You'll see not only the T-shirts. You know, if you need to give, if you're looking for a gift for a friend or something like that, mugs, just nice things, for gifts. There, we have all that now. And so I'm getting excited because I'm adding more clothing every day. I don't, right now, yeah, I have a list of clothing. It's just like every day I'm literally going through, okay, I'm going to put that out, put that out. So on Labor Day, we'll probably launching some things about the Faith and Fashion Boutique. So we'll be having some Labor Day deals. So this weekend with Faith and Fashion Boutique, look out in a few days. You'll be seeing some things on Facebook and Instagram promoting the Labor Day sale. So take a look for that, okay? And another thing going on with SBE Design. So SBE Designs now is the full umbrella of my e-commerce and sales. Uh, so you all already know I do custom shirts, I do custom tees, things like that. But I'm also going to SBE Designs. I'll also be doing promotional items like pins and collateral people take to marketing events and things like that. The giveaways and like, oh, let me grab something real quick. Um, Letter openers. So you can get a letter opener with your company name. We do those now. Of course, we'll be doing pins. If you want your company name on a pin. Do I have any other samples or anything right offhand? uh, Lapel pins. We also do the PPE, the mask with your company logo. So we'll be doing that. And at first, I wasn't doing like high volume. Now I'm able to do high volume. When I'm talking high volume, I'm talking about if you need 2,000 masks, you can contact SBE Designs and we can get that done for you. Now, that's another piece that we'll be doing in addition just to the regular t-shirts. So it's like if like now I'll do maybe 100, 200 t-shirts. I can do 1,000 now. We're expanding, we're growing, guys. So that's what's going on with me. That is my first year of being an entrepreneur. That is everything that's going on. And for those that hung out, oh, I do have, oh, sorry, y'all, I forgot about the most important stuff. So, okay, the next thing moving forward. So, if you want a signed copy of my book, Married After 40, you can click on the link in my bio that says purchase Married After 40 book and order it, and I will sign it and ship it to you. Okay? Uh, just go on the site and purchase, and I'll send you a signed copy by me. So I have some books still available, so please feel free to support and purchase a book. And I did tell you about the collaboration that's coming out in September. And we'll be putting things out probably starting tomorrow, if not Wednesday, about the new book, the collaboration that we're doing. So that is actually it, y'all. That's actually it. So that was exactly 3 pages. Well, 2 pages and 5 lines. So that is everything. I want to thank you all for watching. It's an hour and a half. Okay. I didn't do it too bad, did I? Hope I didn't keep y'all too long. But I do want to thank you all for spending this time with me. And thank you for following me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for your comments, your encouragement. I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart from spending this first year with me. And I definitely look forward to sharing many, many more years with you all. If you all want to take this journey with me, please feel free, come along. It's a wild ride. But it's all worth it. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm more at peace now in my life than I ever have been. Even with all of the uncertainty with the world, with all of the uncertainty, with just everything going on. I am so much at peace now than I was a year ago, 2 years ago. I just didn't want to find myself older in life regretting not trying. If let's say you tried to start a business and it didn't work out. Versus you never even tried. You get to the end of your life and you're like, dang, why didn't I try? I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there in my life. Part of my story of getting to being a full time entrepreneurship was a result of losing friends back to back in the prime of their life. And I'm going to go ahead and share this story before I go. So, one of my friends passed away 2 years ago. Went to her funeral, and she was a year younger than me, but we knew each other since we were in Pampers. And sitting through the funeral, and I mean, she had a lot of family and friends. Everyone loved her. Many of us traveled out of state, because, that was our friend. And all they kept saying, people that spoke words, not just, yeah, the eulogy, even during the eulogy, all the words, the expressions, and all of that, everyone kept saying she was a hard worker. She was a hard worker. She was a hard worker. She worked really hard. Coworkers. She worked her bosses. She worked really hard. She'd do this and blah blah blah. You can depend on her. She was a hard worker. And I'm sitting there. Thank you, Cora. Thank you so much. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, what do I want people to say about me when I leave this earth? I've never been, and I know I'm going against the grain when I say this. I've always said it's not hard work, it's smart work. I've looked in the Bible all over to see anywhere where God talked about hard work as something we're supposed to do. I can't find it. The only time I saw any reference to hard work was during punishment. When the Israelites didn't want to act right, they were subjected to hard work. When they didn't want to act right and they were captives in Egypt, that was hard work. When, anytime they were captive or whatever, they experienced hard work. Because at the beginning, when God gave Adam and Eve instructions, it didn't say hard work. That's why my shirt says pray, work, play. Because we are to work. I mean, scriptures definitely says if you don't work, you don't eat, right? But it doesn't say if you don't work hard, you don't eat. So I'm like, something? I need to learn to work smart. Because what I was hearing during that service, it vexed me. It bothered me. It didn't sit right with me. Like all the years you're on the earth, she passed away. She was in her 40s, earlier, mid 40s, yeah, mid 40s. What most people say, way too young to go. And all I heard was hard work. And she took care of her kids and all that. That part, no, no issue with that. It's just that hard. I kept hearing hard work, and it was like these loud, horrible bells ringing in my ears. Like, oh, it was like somebody was scratching their nails on a chalkboard. That's just how it didn't sit with me. And I'm sitting here, and I'm sitting there, and I'm listening. I'm like, I got to stop working hard. I need to start working. I need to stop working hard. I need to start working. So what I'm telling you, whether you're working for an employer or you're working for yourself, they lied to us when they said hard work because a lot of hard work is not good work. Y'all heard this word busy work? You know how busy we can be and how hard we can work, and we're working on the wrong thing. So I do want to leave you all with this. Continue working. The effort you put in your job, you can put into your business. The amount of time you spend planning and the effort you put into your employers, whatever they have for you to do, you can do for you if that's what you want. I'm gonna say that. You're never gonna hear me say everybody needs to leave their 9 to 5. Everybody not meant to be a business. No, everybody not meant for this. Everybody not built for this. Especially if it's something you love and money is not an issue, but you just want to be able to take your passions to another level, that's fine. That's okay. Because Bible specifically says we need to have more than one source of income. COVID is showing we definitely need more than one source of income. So if you have a dream, a vision, and God is telling you you need to do something with it, do something with it. Time waits for nobody. We learning. Time ain't waiting for nobody. So I want to close this in finally to say thank you all. Thank you for watching, hanging out with me for over an hour and a half. I normally don't stay on this long. This is probably the longest video I've ever done. But I do want to thank you all for listening to everything and my experiences, and hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully you can see that it's doable. Hopefully you can see that no matter what background you have or what experience you have, you can still start and run a thriving, successful business. You don't have to have a PhD in business. Secret. I have an MBA. It don't teach you how to run a business. Just thought I'd throw that out there. They do give you information, but they literally do not teach you how to run a business. They don't teach you how to set up a business. They don't teach you the things you really need to run a business. They give you information, but you got to get with somebody who knows what to do with that information and make it make sense so you can start your business and run your business. Okay, so thought I'd throw that in there. So you don't have to have a business degree. You don't have to have, I'm going to just put, you don't have to have a whole lot of money in the bank. You can start your business today, y'all. You can start today. Get with somebody that'll give you some guidance, some leadership, and understand also you can't do it by yourself. Is those two things. Know that you can do it and understand you're going to need some help. And it's going to cost you some money. But you don't have to have tens of thousands of dollars to start a business. You don't have to have, prime example, I'm going to put my husband out on blast. Most people would say if you want to start a food business, you need a restaurant, a food truck, or whatever. Who has $50,000 if you just getting a food truck or trailer? Or who has 300,000 to or the ability to borrow that kind of money to open a restaurant? But that didn't stop him from starting his business. My husband started his business smoking a brisket and frying turkeys. It cost him a pot, a propane burner. He had a whole when I met him, he was smoking brisket on an old smoky. Y'all know them old smokers, they're about this high. You know, you get them in different sizes, but he didn't even have the big one at the time. He had the small one. That's where he started. You know, he had the pit because he just liked to cook. And see, he does what he's passionate about. You know, he's gifted and he's passionate about it. So that's how he started. So even if you want a restaurant, you don't not do it because you don't have money to buy a restaurant. Start with what you have, work with what you got. That's what I'm here for. I will help you work with what you got. I'm gonna show you how you can take what you have and multiply it. Multiply it. And that's just a principle. Seeds multiply. Anytime you plant a seed, it's not only going to produce one piece of fruit. You plant one seed, you get a tree of lemons. You plant one seed, you get leaves of mustards. That little tiny mustard seed grows into this big old plant that can feed at least 2-3 people if you cook them right. That little tiny mustard seed. So just think of your idea and your resources. Even if it is a tiny mustard seed, put some faith with that. Put it in the ground, you water it, and guess what's going to happen? It's going to grow. Then as it grows, you can plant more and more and more. So don't doubt and count yourself out because you don't have the money. Time, we can figure that out too. I had to figure it out. They have people a lot more that have not on. Okay, so I have a husband, but there are people with husbands, kids, taking care of parents. So they taking care of their parents, they're taking care of their kids, and they're taking care of their husbands, and they still start businesses. So eventually they can leave the 9 to 5 and create a life that would not only feed their families, but spend time with their families. So it's doable. It is doable, guys. I just want to encourage you. It is doable. Just like I said, send me a message if you want to talk more about it. Um, I'm on Facebook at Sherry Banks Ellis. I'm on Periscope at Sherry Banks Ellis. I'm Sherry B Ellis there somewhere. If you're watching this video, you'll find me. Actually, just comment. I have so many. Yeah, actually, just go to my link tree. It's linktr.ee Sherry Banks Ellis, and you can get a link to my YouTube. Go and watch all my videos. If that's how you want to start, you can go there and watch all my videos, and you'll see who I am and what I'm about, and how I work and things like that. And then schedule a call. We can talk. Just to see if there's something, just to kind of get your mind going, see where you are. You may find that, oh, maybe this just not for me. Or you may find, hey, why I haven't done it yet? Just schedule a call with me. In 15 minutes, we'll learn a lot. Believe you me, we'll learn a lot. So it is after 9:30. I know some of you all have to, even though we're working from home, still gotta go to work, right? I gotta go to work tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'll probably be going to work in about 10 minutes. So again, thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. And I hope to see you for year number 2. Good night, everybody. God bless. And we will talk later. Good night.